Imagine doing everything right, eating healthy, staying active, even taking your calcium, yet still feeling your bones getting weaker. The truth is that most of us have hidden enemies in our daily diets, and they don't come with a warning label. Some of them are sold as healthy choices. Today, we'll uncover 7 surprising foods that could quietly sabotage your bone strength. You won't believe what's on the list, especially number 7, because nearly every senior eats it daily. So if you care about your independence and strength after 60, stay with us. Let's protect your bones together. Sugar, the silent bone thief. Picture this: a sweet cup of tea in the morning, a small slice of cake in the afternoon. It's just a treat, nothing major. But what if I told you those small sugar habits are quietly robbing your bones of strength, one spoonful at a time? Many seniors feel like their bones are just getting old, but hidden beneath the surface, sugar might accelerate that process faster than age. Here's what's happening: eating sugar. White sugar, corn syrup, or even honey in excess causes insulin spikes. That insulin surge sets off a chain reaction that can raise cortisol levels, the stress hormone. And cortisol, when elevated too often, starts to break down bone tissue and slow down the cells that help build bone, osteoblasts. That's not all. Sugar also increases body inflammation. Chronic inflammation is a known enemy of bone renewal. Worse, sugar leaches calcium from your body, making it harder for your bones to stay dense and strong. Every time your body works to process that sugar, it may be forced to pull minerals from your bones to keep your blood balanced. Now, imagine the alternative: a calmer body, lower inflammation, stronger bones that aren't constantly being depleted. All it takes is a gradual shift. Swap that sweetened yogurt for plain Greek yogurt with fruit. Replace the afternoon cookie with a few almonds and dark berries. You're not giving up sweetness. You're giving your bones a chance to rebuild. Coming up next, the food most seniors rely on during lunch or dinner, but might be flushing calcium out of your system. Stay tuned. Salty foods, sodium's secret cost. Consider your last few meals, maybe a can of soup, a quick sandwich with deli meat, or even a store-bought sauce to save time. It's tasty, convenient, and packed with salt. It doesn't feel dangerous. We've been eating salty food our whole lives. But when you're over 60, that salt may be doing more than just raising blood pressure. It could be draining calcium directly from your bones. Here's how it works. Your body needs a delicate balance between sodium and calcium. When you consume too much sodium, especially from processed foods, your kidneys respond by flushing out excess salt. But in doing so, they also flush out calcium through your urine. The more salt you eat, the more calcium you lose. Studies show that diets high in sodium are linked to lower bone mineral density, especially in postmenopausal women and older adults. This means your bones are becoming weaker, thinner, and more prone to fractures, even if you're still getting calcium from food or supplements. Common culprits: canned soups, instant noodles, processed meats like ham or bacon, store-bought salad dressings, and yes, even healthy frozen meals can contain over 800 milligrams of sodium per serving. Here's the good news: you don't have to give up flavor. You have to shift the source. Try seasoning with herbs like rosemary, garlic, or lemon juice instead of reaching for the salt shaker. Choose low-sodium versions of soups or rinse canned beans before using. These small swaps can protect your bones while still keeping your meals delicious. And if you love your morning coffee or energy drink, the next part may surprise you. We're diving into how caffeine could sneak calcium away from your bones. Keep watching. Caffeine. Too much coffee. Morning sun, a warm mug in your hand, and that first sip of coffee. It feels like a daily ritual, a comfort. But what if that cup, or the second or third, is quietly working against your bones? Most people over 60 don't think twice about coffee, especially if it helps with focus or energy. But too much caffeine, especially without enough calcium in your diet, may be doing more damage than you realize. Here's the deal. Caffeine interferes with calcium absorption. For every 100 milligrams of caffeine, roughly the amount in 1 cup of coffee, you could lose about 6 milligrams of calcium in your urine. While that might sound small, it adds up over weeks and months, especially with 2 to 3 cups per day, and your bones are paying the price. Even worse, if your diet is already low in calcium or vitamin D, a common issue in seniors, the effect becomes even more pronounced. Your body pulls calcium from your bone reserves to stabilize your blood levels. This doesn't just apply to coffee. Some black teas, colas, and energy drinks also contain high levels of caffeine, often without offering any nutritional value in return. Combine this with aging bones, like pouring from an empty cup. But don't worry, you don't need to quit your morning ritual. Just manage it. Stick to 1 to 2 cups daily and make sure you're getting enough calcium-rich foods like leafy greens, fortified plant milk, or plain yogurt. Consider swapping that second coffee for a calming herbal tea like chamomile or rooibos, which also support digestion and sleep. Coming up next, the fizzy favorite that millions drink daily. And it's not just the sugar that hurts. A hidden chemical in soft drinks may be stripping calcium straight from your bones. Let's take a closer look. Soft drinks. Phosphoric acid and bone loss. It's a hot afternoon and you crack open a cold soda. Fizzy, refreshing, and comforting. Maybe you've cut back on sugar, switched to diet versions, or only enjoyed one once in a while. But here's the twist. Even sugar-free colas may still be damaging your bones, and it all comes down to one hidden ingredient: phosphoric acid. Most regular and diet colas contain phosphoric acid, a compound added to give that sharp, tangy flavor. But this acid doesn't just stay in your stomach. It changes the pH balance in your blood, making your body slightly more acidic. And here's the problem. Your body doesn't like acidic blood. So, to restore balance, it pulls minerals like calcium from your bones, especially if your dietary calcium is already low. Over time, this calcium loss can reduce bone density, making bones more brittle and increasing your risk of fractures. One extensive observational study even found that women who drank cola regularly had significantly lower bone mineral density. And this effect wasn't explained by caffeine alone. The combination of phosphoric acid and low calcium intake creates the perfect storm for bone weakening. And no, switching to diet cola doesn't fix the problem. Phosphoric acid is still there. The good news? You don't have to give up bubbles altogether. Try swapping cola for sparkling water with a splash of citrus or berries. Or enjoy a homemade iced herbal tea that refreshes and supports your bones instead of silently breaking them down. Little by little, these swaps protect your strength. But what if it's not just what you drink, but how your evening glass of wine or weekend cocktail affects your bones too? Let's take a look at how alcohol might be slowing your bone-building process without you realizing it. Alcohol, bone breakdown. Accelerator. A quiet evening, dinner's done. You pour a small glass of wine, just one, maybe a weekly drink with friends or a toast on weekends. It feels harmless, even relaxing. But what if that small habit over time was quietly slowing down your bones' ability to repair themselves? For seniors trying to protect their mobility and independence, alcohol may be doing more harm than it seems, even in modest amounts. Here's how it works. Your bones aren't static. They're constantly being renewed through a cycle of breakdown and rebuilding. Osteoblasts, the bone-building cells, handle this rebuilding. Alcohol slows down the activity of osteoblasts, meaning your bones lose more than they gain. Over time, this leads to weaker, thinner bones, especially if your diet lacks calcium, vitamin D, or protein. But that's not all. Alcohol can also interfere with your hormone levels, mainly estrogen and testosterone, which both play critical roles in maintaining bone density, and it reduces your body's ability to absorb nutrients like magnesium and vitamin D, essential building blocks for strong, healthy bones. Even moderate drinking, 1 to 2 drinks a day, has been linked in studies to lower bone mass in older adults, particularly women post-menopause. Now, does this mean you have to give up that occasional toast? Not necessarily. The key is mindful moderation. Stick to no more than 1 drink per day, and make sure your weekly habits don't lean too heavily on alcohol. Hydrate well, eat nutrient-dense meals, and treat alcohol as an occasional choice, not a routine. But even if you've got alcohol under control, the next food might surprise you. It's a protein many people trust as a muscle builder, but too much might be draining calcium from your bones. Let's talk red meat next. Red meat, excessive, acid-forming foods. For decades, red meat has been celebrated as a symbol of strength. Protein-rich, muscle-building, essential, right? And in small amounts, yes, it can be. But what if eating too much red meat, especially without balance, forces your bones to relinquish their calcium reserves? That's the hidden danger behind acid-forming foods. Red meat is near the top. Here's what happens when you consume large amounts of red meat. It's rich in sulfur-containing amino acids. When your body digests these, they create an acidic byproduct in your bloodstream. Your body needs alkaline minerals to neutralize this acid and maintain a healthy pH. If those minerals aren't coming from your diet, think vegetables, fruits, or legumes. Your body pulls them from the most accessible source, your bones, which are rich in calcium and other buffering agents. Over time, this compensation can weaken bones, especially if red meat intake is high and plant intake is low. It's not about the meat being bad, it's about the imbalance. Studies have shown that diets heavy in animal proteins without sufficient fruits and vegetables are linked to lower bone mineral density, particularly in aging adults. So here's the fix. You don't have to give up steak or beef stew. Just balance it out. Add 2 servings of alkalizing foods for every serving of red meat, like steamed broccoli, roasted sweet potato, or a citrus salad. You're not removing strength. You're building a foundation beneath it. So now you know, it's not just about what builds bones, but also what breaks them down quietly. Sugar, salt, soda can weaken your foundation without warning. But here's the good news. You're not powerless. Every small change, a healthier oil, a lighter lunch, a better morning routine, helps your bones stay strong for years. If you found this video helpful, give it a like. It helps more people over 60 discover the truth about bone health. Got a question about what you're eating? Drop it in the comments. We read everyone. And don't forget to subscribe for more senior-friendly health videos every week. Practical, science-based, and made with you in mind. Coming up next, top 7 nutrients your bones are begging for after 60. Let's start rebuilding together.